Good day, everyone. I am Mark Janae Belleza, faculty of West Visayas State University, Pototen Campus. The occurrence of COVID-19 pandemic has created a profound impact on basic education. As a researcher, I was inspired to collaborate to make this intervention possible and improve the numeracy skills of learners. This is one of my success stories when I was still a teacher in the elementary in one of the schools in the division of Iloilo. Allow me to share to you our story, and this is entitled From Zero to Hero: Global Learning Packets with Parental Involvement at Homes on the Non-Numerates Numeracy Level. I will share to you our context in the introduction part, our methodology and data collection and analysis plan, the discussion of the results, the conclusions, and the recommendations. This project is a collaboration between the University of West Georgia and West Visayas State University graduate school students. American partners were the designers of the learning packets, which were uploaded in the created Google site for easy downloading and employing of materials. This site includes all the learning resources and packets which anchored on the global learning skills in teaching and learning. On the other hand, Filipino counterparts were the implementers of the project. After receiving the global learning packets, modifications were made like translating some of the instructions to mother tongue. Constant and productive communication and collaboration between the two groups were actualized. As reflected on their school learning continuity plan, Hibulo Elementary School and Anilao Central Elementary School chose printed modular distance learning to continue the basic education. Printed modular distance learning involves individualized instruction that allows learners to use self-learning modules in print format and other learning resources like textbooks, activity sheets, study guides, and other study materials. However, one of the most challenging aspects of this modality is how to handle and facilitate learning at home, especially those who need special attention in reading and numeracy, and already identified as non-numerate learners based on RUNT Regional Unified Numeracy Test 2020. Even before this pandemic, the teacher implementers have observed that pupils reaching higher grades in elementary found difficulty in learning mathematics because they have not mastered the four fundamental operations. In Hibulo Elementary School, data shows that out of 323 enrolled learners, 35 or 10% of them are non-numerates. In Anilao Elementary School, 66 or 6% of the total population are identified as non-numerates. Given this situation, the teacher implementers made innovations and collaborations to ensure that learning will be taking place. Numeracy development will be ensured and no child will be left behind even in this new normal. The global learning experience utilized the skills on connecting, personal responsibility, cooperation, communication, and research. Through observing and researching games related to mathematics, learners were able to connect interest, prior learning, and to research in solving problems using cards, dice, or other manipulatives. The global learning experience consisted largely of improving the numeracy skills of learners. The setup of this new learning experience allowed learners to work independently but communicate with others to discuss and solve problems collaboratively. The main aim of this study is to find the effectiveness of global learning packets with parental involvement at homes on the level of numeracy skills of learners, based on the pre-test, post-test result of the Regional Unified Numeracy Test. Specifically, it sought to answer the questions: what are the numeracy skills of learners prior and after the intervention? Is there a significant difference in the numeracy skills of learners before and after the utilization of global learning pockets and parental involvement at homes? And how does level of learners' numeracy skills improve through GLP with parental involvement at home? This global learning project employed the action research method in driving the gap in numeracy with the use of data collection method, which is the RANT, finding solution and intervention in closing the gap through the collaboration of American and Filipino graduate school students, reflecting and analyzing the implementers' experiences, including the participants and their parents' responses. This action research also utilized a quantitative research design, particularly one group pre-test post-test design, which involves an experimental group only that is pre-tested, exposed to a treatment, then post-tested. The participants of this study were purposefully chosen and enrolled in grades 4, 5, and 6 in the school year 2020-2021 at Hibulo Elementary School and Anilao Central Elementary School. This study employed the regional unified numeracy test in the pre-test and post-test to assess the numeracy skills of learners. This tool was crafted by the Regional Education Program Supervisor in Mathematics, validated, pilot-tested, and distributed among schools in the region for utilization. RANT measures the four fundamental operation skills of learners, specifically on addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. But in this study, we focused on multiplication and division. For the steps of intervention and data analysis plan, RANT focused on multiplication and division were utilized as pretest. Then, 6 sets of global learning pockets were given that focus on the global learning skills with the help of parents at home as intervention were utilized. In the post-test, RANT again is given and it was analyzed using statistical tools such as mean, standard deviation, Wilcoxon signed rank test, and it is validated by the observations and interviews. After which, the researchers reflect and evaluate the global learning packets based on the level of the numeracy skills before and after the intervention was given. Table 1 shows the numeracy levels of learners prior and after the intervention of global learning packets with parental involvement at home. Table 2 shows the Wilcoxon signed rank test result of the significant differences of the pre-test and post-test numeracy levels of learners before and after they were exposed to the global learning packets with parental involvement at homes. For the summary of the findings, the pre-test results of the learners before the intervention was low. After 6 sets of global learning pockets with parental involvement at home as an intervention, the post-test result became high. It means that learners' numerical levels, specifically on multiplication and division, were improved after the intervention was conducted. The result of the GLP further revealed that through the intervention, significantly improved the numeracy levels of learners. The increase was brought by the scaffolding activities in global learning packets, which are contextualized and based on the level of learners' intellectual mathematical abilities. The global learning packets increase the level of learners' numeracy skills through the inclusion of game-based activities. As an intervention, it provides activities wherein learners could work together and communicate through inquiring their parents and friends in solving mathematical equations. Lastly, learners were able to relate and connect their real-life experiences at home and use technology and manipulative tools to accomplish the tasks in the activities. For the conclusion, game-based learning could awaken the interest of learners. Innovating novel activities for learners, incorporating the level needed in mathematics, could help the learners find their way out of difficulty. A supportive learning environment could help learners discover their full potential. That's why encouragement, matched with guidance, is indeed an effective tool in nurturing the levels of each learners. Bringing innovation in the curriculum could absolutely improve the process. Introducing novel ideas and innovations in teaching could impact learners profoundly. Based on the findings and conclusion of the study, the following recommendations are advanced. Number 1, learners must learn to love math. Number 2, parents should be the support systems of their children while learning at home. New approaches and techniques in teaching the subject should be formulated, but it requires a modern and innovative teacher to do such and to cater the needs of the learners. For the Department of Education, they must look down to the roots of the problems existing in schools and organize and develop projects and programs to the context of learners. For the curricularists and the curriculum designers, they should revisit the mathematics program to provide a more amicable avenue and varied instructional designs for learning math to fill in the gaps and issues that may arise along learning and teaching mathematics. For my documentations, so these are the sample activity sheets which focus on research and creating game to help practice basic mathematical skills. And lastly, this is the screenshot of my references. To end, we teachers can be a great hero to our learners' lives. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.